Roddy Ricch's career is over after this happened.
Signing this young Compton MC. Well, news came in just yesterday that Roddy Ricch was arrested.
Do you want to win any of these items on your screen? If so, be sure to watch the whole video, leave a like, and comment the hidden message. And with that being said, let's get right into the video. You almost have to wonder at this point if there are any rappers out there who can't keep themselves out of trouble, because it seems like every week there's another one getting arrested, being put on trial, taken to jail, and more. This week, however, it's none other than Roddy Ricch. Be sure to like the video and comment the keyword to win the giveaway. Number 6. Who is Roddy Ricch?
What's good, what's good? I'm Roddy Ricch and I'm a 2019 XXL freshman. Let's get it.
Roddy Ricch's real name is Roderick Wayne Moore Jr., so it's not a surprise where his name came from. He was born in 1998 in Compton, California, which, as you most likely know, has many ties to the rap community for various reasons. His young life was spent mostly in California, though he did occasionally go to Louisiana and Georgia in order to be with family and friends. It was noted earlier in his life that he liked rap music. He even started to do little raps when he was about 8 years old.
So, she used to try to make me make like Christian raps sometimes. So I write them for her or whatever.
But by the age of 16, he started to make it his real-life work. His first truly big step into the rap world came in November of 2017, when under his rap name Roddy Ricch, he released his first mixtape, Feed the Streets. On this mixtape, there were several solo tracks that got the attention of some high-ranking rappers. No, really, he was getting praise from guys like Meek Mill, Nipsey Hussle, DJ Mustard, and even 03 Greedo. For a young rapper like him, that's quite impressive, which was only added upon 2018 when he released an EP and was even brought out during a concert by the late Nipsey Hussle. And speaking of late rappers, on that night of the passing of fellow rapper X, he wrote a song called Die Young. It was made in part of the late rapper, and many fans clung onto it, giving it 11 million views on YouTube and 8 million listens on Spotify in no time flat. His career seemed to continue on a big path, including being featured as part of the XXL's freshman class of 2019 and having many rumors about where he was going to sign in regards to a record label. So given all of that, how can his career be basically over? Well, it's pretty simple. He made a big mistake on a personal level. Number 5. The incident.
Roddy got into an altercation, argument with his girlfriend. It turned physical. He was arrested.
The event that got Roddy Ricch arrested happened as a result of an altercation with his girl on Sunday in August of 2019. According to reports, Roddy and his girlfriend were having a very loud verbal altercation, during which it got more and more intense until he allegedly put his hands on her in the conflict. This prompted the calling of the police and his arrest on the grounds of mistreating his significant other. As of now, Roddy Ricch was arrested, booked, and then released on a $50,000 bond. Where things go from here is a bit up in the air, but it goes without saying that this isn't a good thing for Roddy Ricch in the least. And if you're curious, his girlfriend did not need serious medical attention after the incident. To say that this is a big deal is an understatement. There are many different laws that people in the United States take very seriously, and especially in recent years, these types of incidents are near the top of the list outside of drunk driving and taking someone's life. A relationship is supposed to be a sacred thing. While it's true that not all relationships work out, it's never ever permitted to strike the one that you're in a relationship with. So if proof and testimony can be definitively given against Roddy Ricch, then Roddy Ricch is definitely going away for some time. Number 4. Jail time and consequences.
I left for like 30, I ain't even gonna lie. And I was here for like 3 days. I was like, whoa.
Believe it or not, the laws and the penalties against the mistreatment of a significant other are ones that vary from state to state in the United States. Some states like Alabama go for higher sentences to help deter those who might try and commit it, while others like Colorado believe in doing lesser punishments, but in return demand treatments and sessions with the perpetrator in order to ensure that they don't try and do it again. So since this happened in Los Angeles, which obviously is in California, where does that leave Roddy Ricch? Well, according to their laws, depending on the severity of the incident, they can get jail time, or they can get a fine, or they can even get both. It just really depends on the situation. It's all based on the details that are being presented at present, and it would look like that Roddy Ricch is looking at a $2,000 fine and possibly a year in jail. Though obviously this can change via court appearances and mediation, among other things. But let's just assume the worst, shall we? Let's just say that he gets a year in jail and a fine. What does that mean for him in the long term? Well, in terms of money, he'll have nothing to worry about. He's already worth about $1 million right now, so he'll be fine. And his inevitable lawyer bills won't hurt him too much, but the jail time could potentially put a dent in his career. After all, he really got started in the rap world in 2017, and while he's a rising star, that's all he is, a rising star. This means any delay in his momentum upwards could cause him to stall and get put back down in the bottom of the rung of the rap world, and we've all seen it before. And as the recent years of the rap world have taught us, you do not want to be in the position not to release more music where there are many more up-and-comers rising through the ranks via SoundCloud, YouTube, and much more. So 1 year in prison without access to a music studio could be very detrimental for Roddy Ricch. What's more, because of the nature of his crimes, he likely won't get a lot of sympathy from his fans and whatever supporters he has left. You might know cases like A$AP A$AP Rocky who are being imprisoned wrongfully, and that has caused the rap community, both singers and fans, to come together and try to free them from the bounds of wrongful imprisonment. And that's fair in that instance, because it's more or less proven that Rocky has defended himself in a righteous way, and things really got out of hand after the events had started. In the case of Roddy Ricch, he finds himself in a situation where he personally tried to hurt a woman who was doing nothing but yelling at him, based on the details we have right now. And that's not an excuse, and people are hopefully smart enough to know that. This means that any of the hope or support will only come from those kinds of people who felt that he did the right thing, but trying to harm her? Yeah, no. In other words, not enough people are there to buy a lot of the albums to keep you popular. This is to say nothing of the rappers that are active in the music game right now, many of whom are married, are women, or treat women with respect. Upon hearing this, and if it's definitively proven, that would paint Roddy Ricch in a very negative light. And in the world we live in right now, a negative viewpoint from a few people can turn into a monsoon of hatred and disgust. Whether that happens to him right now or down the road really isn't clear, but it's not going to be an easy journey for him as he tries to work out what to do next. Number 3. What if he walks? That's the question, isn't it? And it's honestly one that we need the answers to right now. And after all, if you look up the details of the case, they're surprisingly thin. Even sites like Billboard and TMZ that have reported the incident in question, all we really know is that what the reports tell us, which means that we don't really know much at all, which might be the point in this case given the somewhat violent nature of it. Another thing to note is that if he was released on bond, that would happen only if he wasn't considered a flight risk, or if they felt that his crime wasn't so severe that he needed to be put in jail to wait out his time. Like in the case of a life being taken, certain robberies, etc. So given all of that and the sometimes tenuous nature of all of these kind of trials, meaning that sometimes these victims won't testify against one another who have hurt them, there's a chance that Roddy Ricch will get off scot-free, or at the very least, it's a possibility. So with that being said, what happens if he does walk? Will be the next step for them both and those who aren't happy with him. In regards to the latter, they're gonna have to be patient. Ironically enough, this is the first major crime that Roddy Ricch has ever committed, which is actually something in his favor because it shows that he doesn't have a major past in regards to violence or committing other crimes, unlike some other rappers that we all know. As for Roddy Ricch himself, he's going to have to live with the fact that there are people out there judging him from now on. Even if the case is dismissed or that he's found innocent, there will always be those who think of him as guilty, and that he got off a technicality or something like that. And if those are powerful people in the rap community, well, that would be a major problem. You might think it's hypocritical given that many rappers have gone to jail for various crimes, but there's a kind of honor amongst thieves going on here. There's a difference between doing something and selling illegal substances and then hurting a woman or significant other. If you don't believe me, think about how the rap community treated Chris Brown after his relationship with Rihanna came out, or how about R. Kelly went from music Mongol to one of the most hated men on the planet after his actions came forward. There's a line, and many think that he'll cross it no matter what happens to him. And that's just the honest to goodness truth of the matter. Even if he doesn't get off, and if he gets a year in jail, that doesn't mean the stigma will go away. It'll actually be worse in its own right. All he can do is hope for the best possible solution to the matter, whatever that may be. Number 2, the latest in a line of arrests. If you've been paying attention to the news over the last year or so, then you'll know what has happened to Roddy Ricch is not an isolated incident in regards to the rap industry. In fact, many big name rappers have either been arrested, detained, fined, and are even being tried for crimes right now that could seriously get them locked up in jail for many years.
Where are we going right now?
To the police.
You're not the police?
Yeah, we are the police.
We're going to more police.
Station.
Police station.
Police station.
Obviously, the biggest one is 6ix9ine, who went from being called, well, by himself at least, the king of New York, to an inmate in a prison cell. Not only that, he was arrested by the freaking FBI. You know you screwed up if you're getting arrested by them. Anyway, he was arrested with his former crew with all sorts of charges, including racketeering, possession, intent to sell, and much more. After being put on lockup, he did everything he could to try and get out of the situation. He made a plea deal and sold out his former comrades in order to get free, which he's doing quite swimmingly well because just about all the other people arrested have been charged and convicted of various crimes. Some have even been sentenced already. And of course, he's going to be forever labeled as a snitch, but hey, he's gonna get out more than likely this year. That's good in its own way, I guess. In other acts of stupidity, you need to look no further than Lil Pump, another young rapper who decided to go to Denmark for a concert and then got arrested for 2 different crimes in less than 30 minutes. No, really, he's that dumb. But not only was he caught with illegal substances, he later flipped at the cops who arrested him while he was live streaming in the backseat of the car and got arrested again as a result. His punishment? Well, a 2-year ban from Denmark. Yeah, I don't blame him for doing that. Not big enough for you? Well, how about the queen of rap, Cardi B, who was arrested in 2018 for starting an incident that got so out of hand that multiple people got hurt. Yeah, she did that. At first, it was deemed to be a random incident due to an argument with a bartender, but then it was revealed that she intentionally went to a club and had a loud and intense argument with the bartender because she felt she was sleeping with her own husband, Offset. It started out basic, and then it got very wild, and a massive altercation ensued. While Cardi B seemed to be off the hook at first, police later officially arrested her for various crimes. Over the first few months of 2019, it seemed like she might get off, even turning down a plea deal which would have ensured her no jail time. Instead, she kept on going to court, and that's when the plan backfired. Not only did the grand jury indict her, meaning that she now has to go to trial for her crimes, her misdemeanor crimes were now bumped up to felonies, which means she could face multiple years in jail if she is convicted by a judge and jury. That, of course, is not good for her, and that's still only grazing what's been going on in the rap world, and it just seems to be getting more and more intense. With more and more rappers getting in trouble, you just have to wonder, will it ever end? Number 1. What happens next for Roddy Ricch? That's the final question, and the honest answer is that this is a waiting game. He's out on bail right now, which is the best thing that could have happened for him given the situation. So for right now, he needs to keep his head down and not make the situation any worse for himself, and if he's lucky, he may not even go to court, which is a possibility. But if his girlfriend decides to fully press charges or the police pursue it on his merits, then that's a whole nother story. In the meantime, all he can do is wait. There you have it. A look at Roddy Ricch and the situation that he finds himself in. Can you believe what's going on with him right now? You think that the situation is going to get worse, or do you think that he'll get out of this scot-free? Let me know in the comments down below. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time on King Trending.
A simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We will be giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or a MacBook Pro. It's really your choice. So be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple. Go for it.